The LA Chargers have an important rookie on their team, and so far, so good. And it's really important that this rookie does what the Chargers hope he can do. And so in rookie minicamp, he did just that. We're talking about Junior Colson, and Jim Harbaugh said, it's been great. Junior, he knows the defense so well. Remember, he just played under the defensive coordinator at Michigan. That defensive coordinator is now with the Chargers, so same defense. He knows it. Just an incredible thing. I'm not saying he's going to be wearing the green dot or anything anytime soon, but he's literally making all the calls, all the linebacker calls, the DB calls, the safeties that are making the calls are getting it mostly right. I'd give them an A. But the one thing that they miss on, Junior will make the call and correct the call for the safeties, which is awesome. In a meeting with the linebackers, Navarro Bowman would ask a question and Junior would give the right answer. It finally got to the point somebody other than Junior answer this question, which is just outstanding. So if you're a Chargers fan, this is awesome that your middle linebacker from day one knows the defense, knows the calls, physically is a great, like, there's nothing he has to work on physically. He's fast, he's athletic. It's just everything's there, right? So there's going to be new speed of the game, of course, that he'll have to adjust to from the other side. But for the most part, man, he's ready to go. So, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, this is all about the LA Chargers on this channel. Yes, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we live here in Michigan. So we're Michigan fans. So we know a lot about Junior Colson. And here's the thing about him. The Athletic did a really good article on basically how good the Michigan defense is. And remember, Junior Colson has been in the center of that Michigan defense that's been outstanding here for the last 3 years. So if you look at it, they just did an article on the stop rate. And the stop rate is basically how often do you stop the offense? What's the percentage of drives that end in a punt, a turnover, or turnover on downs? So they don't get points. They don't get points. And so if you look at it, Michigan held teams to under 11 points. That was the last time that, and the only team to do that in the past decade was the 2021 Georgia team that was super loaded. So if you look at Michigan, the last 3 years, since their 2020 struggles, the Wolverines have enjoyed 3 consecutive top 10 finishes in the stop rate standings. Junior Colson being the center of it is awesome. They're number 1 nationally in total defense, turnover margin, fewest plays per game, and any Power 5 and they finished number 2 in pass defenses, 3 and outs, takeaways, fewest 20-yard plays allowed. I mean, it's just incredible. Like, it was incredible what Jesse Minter did, and he didn't have a star to build around like Aiden Hutchinson, but he just had depth and guys everywhere. So if you look at the stoppage rate, we'll get right down to it. Michigan was at not even close to anybody else, up here at 81.5%. So they faced 163 drives, and they stopped 82% of those drives from going any points, just nothing. And you think about it, teams, and that's where, like, quick change, like Michigan could have turned the ball over, and a team could have had it on the 40, right, going in, and they have to get 10 more yards to get a field goal. Like, nope, stopped them, turnover on downs, punted, forced them back. I mean, there were so many times Michigan really stood out. And so remember, they were top 10 in stoppage rate the last 3 years, Junior Colson. So you take that over and you plug him into the Chargers depth chart, and you can see you add him to a Joey Bosa. There's Junior Colson, Khalil Mack, Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James, Gilman is fine. All of a sudden, Bud Dupree now is just signed. It's like, well, I don't hate this defense. So we've talked about the offense. Well, let's go to it real quick. Offensively, if Quentin Johnston can be okay, then this offense is fine. Justin Herbert, fine. I mean, great. Excellent. Running back, set. Wide receiver, Josh Palmer, okay, need you. DJ Chark, Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, need you right there. Tight ends, strong. You know, they're not flashy, but they're good blockers. Offensive line is fine. Defensively, same thing. you've got your stars on defense. So it's like, all right, if these other guys can just play their roles, the stars are there. I mean, I would put Junior Colson. He hasn't played it down in the NFL, but I would put him in like the star category. Again, he's not a star yet. He hasn't played. But in a couple of games, you'll see that, all right, yep, he's got it. He's big. He's like a big dude, too. And he's fast and he's everything you want. You get him in the third round, then you can plug and play, and he knows the defense right alongside Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James. And oh, by the way, the defense is just going to be settled down. Last year, the Chargers defense just was, they were trying to do too much. That's what Jesse Minter is all about, man. The defense, every snap looks the same. And yes, they'll blitz and they'll do some different things, but for the most part, eyes are on the quarterback, keeping things in front of them. There's not this crazy blitz schemes. It's just very organized and well run on the defensive side. Junior Colson's going to be a big part of that, and they're going to be just fine. So this is really good to see that he's picking up right away, and he's going to be a big part of the Chargers defense. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.